Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we are checking out the season 5 changes for Juri. Obviously Juri is one of the most popular characters in Street Fighter and easily the most popular character coming out of Street Fighter 4. A lot of people love Juri, but not many people love her gameplay in Street Fighter 5. There are a lot of complaints regarding the store system, if the specials are worth it and all of that. So I'm actually really interested if Capcom changed her enough in this season. She actually kinda haven't changed that much since season 2 or 3. It's been a couple of years since actually Juri got significant shakeups. So let's actually see what Capcom did. And the first change is to her air throw. Now she falls faster to the ground. This is kind of a universal change. Many characters got this and Juri was no exception, and this is a good one because pretty much now you get to have a guaranteed check with standing heavy kick. If your opponent wakes up with a jab, you get to crush counters him. So that is a good change. I don't see many Juri players using air throws anyways, but it is a good quality of life change nonetheless. The second change is actually a pretty nice one, and it's a change to her store mechanic. Pretty much Juri have to charge her special attacks, and it's not like a down back charge like charge characters. You pretty much have to do the special move first, and this will store the special, and then when you do it again, she will release that special. And what they did is that they allowed the store to be cancelled to V-Skill 2. So now you can do something like this, and you get to store both her V-Skill 2 and the special attack. And notice that when she stores his V-Skill 2, there is a little bit of effect on her legs. I'm not sure if that was there before, but it looks new to me. So I think this is a new change as well. So I feel like this is a really cool change because you obviously still get to retain the advantage. You can still meet your opponent. So for example, I'm gonna do the heavy store, charge to V-Skill, and I still get to meet my opponent. So that is a very good change for Juri. Now she have a good way to store her V-Skill 2 on hit. Obviously before you could have done something like the EX store or the EX Fuha to get more damage, but now you can store the special, or you can either store the V-Skill 2 or go for damage, right? So now you have more options on what you can do. The other change is to her heavy kick release, heavy kick Fuha, and what they changed is that now you can super cancel it. This is a nice damage buff for Juri because before she had to cancel from either her split kick or her light kick uppercut. So that is punches. So you either do a split kick to super, and that would do about, let's see the damage output, 387. Let's check this one out. This will do a little bit more, 396, but if you have the heavy store, this should do the most amount of damage. So that is doing 405. So this is a damage buff that she gets to do that now. And obviously if you are in V-Trigger, you can actually get some really cool conversions from that. Obviously I'm not a Juri player, so I don't know the optimal combos, but now she's doing, that was 530 damage or 525 in V-Trigger. So obviously this new cancel will allow Juri to do really high damage combos. So that is a pretty cool change. The other change is to her light kick Fuha. It is the light kick fireball, and this one is a two-parter. First of all, they changed the active frames from 80 to 90. This means that the fireball stay on the screen longer, it travels a little bit more, right? So that is a good change. The other one is that it in V-Trigger 1, if you activate V-Trigger 1, it says that it hit multiple times if the final frame of the attack hits. I'm not really sure what is the significance of this. If you are a Juri player, please let me know. But I'm not actually sure what this changes. I'm not really sure if it used to hit multiple times like that before or not, and what actually changed with this. But it is a change nonetheless. I think it will open maybe some new setups or something like that. The other changes are to her V-Skill 2. A lot of the changes in this is on her V-Skill 2 and V-Trigger 2, basically the less used combinations. And the change to V-Skill 2 is that it comes out faster when you are charging. Like you already charged it, now the release happens a little bit faster, right? Because they made this one frame faster and they increased the combo limit, you get to go new juggle now. So when I have this stored, for example, and if I have a heavy kick store or a heavy kick special store, heavy kick fuha, you can now do something like this and it will juggle. This wasn't possible before. So if you combine 2 and 2, right? If you combine 2 and 2, she now gets to do something like this. And you can get a special here. You can actually get this EX move here. Let's just see if I can time this right. So she's getting like some nice thing going here, some flow to her charge and charging V-skill and charging store together. It's basically combining both of these buffs together to make something out of it. So that is pretty cool. I think this overall is actually a pretty nice change. And actually regarding the store change, I actually think this is also really nice on hit and on block as well, because if you happen to do this, for example, on hit like that, you can also leave it out there and this will meet your opponent if your opponent is not waking up with a normal, for example. So let's now set Chun-Li to wake up with nothing, and you get to do... Let's have our store here. She's gonna block after the first attack. So we are gonna charge our special, right? And after the store, we are gonna let it release. It's gonna hit her SMET. We're gonna be at a plus frame advantage, and you get the point. Even if she does a back rise, she should still also get meted by this, right? So you're pretty much guaranteeing that your opponent is gonna have to take a meaty from you. So that is a pretty decent change. The other change is to her Feng Shui engine beta, that is the V trigger 2. And pretty much the change is that when you activate on block, she is +2 now, so that is pretty nice. And +2 means that you are pretty much guaranteed a throw mix-up, right? So you are guaranteed a throw mix-up here, so that is pretty nice. And what you notice is that when she activates, you get all 3 of her stores back, right? So you immediately get all 3 of your stores back. This is actually pretty nice. It's a pretty nice buff to the character. Should help her with combos a little bit. So now you will be able to do big V trigger 2 combos, right? And finally, they changed her critical art so that it have 10 more frame recovery on whiff, and it is more negative on block. This used to be -15, now it's -25, so -25 means that almost everyone in the game can dash up and punish her. Most characters at least can dash up and punish Juri. And that is pretty much it for Juri. Not super significant changes, to be honest, nothing too big. I do like the V-Skill 2 choices. Now I think there is a little bit more incentive to use V-Skill 2 if you want to have a little bit of an offensive style Juri. Of course, V-Skill 1 will still work with whiff punishing and everything, but you know, having that style of set play with the V-Skill, being able to do something like that, and having these extended combos, that is gonna be really nice. I mean, in the corner, I imagine you can actually get some really cool combos with that now. So let's have her not block anything. So that was almost like 400 damage in the corner. So yeah, it does allow Juri to have a little bit more of an offensive build, if that is what you want. And that's pretty much it for Juri. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. I will leave a link to the Patreon page and the Discord server in the description. Once more, thank you for watching and stay safe.